There's this one simple thing we all do: helping. But have you ever stopped to think about how incredibly powerful it is, not just for the people we help, but for us too? Today we're going to dive into that, the amazing power of just helping out.
Yeah, think about that for a second. A delicious hot meal can really bolster their spirits. It's not just about the food, is it? It's about that feeling. It's about warmth, comfort. It's about showing someone you care. That's really the heart of what we're talking about today. And so often, that spark, that first connection, it starts with something so basic, so human: sharing a meal. Okay, so let's get a picture in our heads. What's a soup kitchen? Well, it's a place where volunteers come together to cook and serve free food for people who are having a tough time making ends meet. It's not just a place to eat, though. It's really a hub of action, a hands-on way to directly help people in the community. But again, and this is so important, it's about so much more than just the food. It's about providing comfort. It's about showing someone they're not invisible, that someone out there actually cares. That simple act can mean the world to a person.
All right, so we see the impact it has on the person getting help. But what about the other side of the coin? Why do we do it? What's in it for the person who's giving their time and energy?
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It's satisfying to provide good meals for those who are less fortunate. There's this deep feeling of satisfaction you get. It's a sense of purpose, that feeling that you've actually done something good. And that's really the secret sauce right there. That feeling that you are making a difference. It doesn't have to be some huge, grand gesture. Even in a small way, you feel like you've made a positive mark. And man, that feeling is powerful. And what's so cool is that it's not a one-way street. Helping is a total win-win. I mean, it makes everyone happy, the person giving and the person receiving. It actually builds stronger relationships and trust. And for you, it teaches stuff like kindness and patience. It can totally change how you see the world and the people in it. Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit and talk about the words we use. Because language is powerful, right? The way we talk about helping and needing help really matters. Let's look at a few key phrases. First up, to pitch in. You've probably heard this, right? Hey, can you pitch in and help move this table? It's just a really common, friendly way to say help out or contribute. It makes it feel like a team effort. Then we have the word generous. And a lot of times we think that means money, but it's so much bigger than that. You can be generous with your time, just listening to a friend who needs to talk. You can be generous with your kindness. It's all about that spirit of giving freely. Now here's a phrase you hear a lot: to make ends meet. What does that actually mean? Well, it paints a pretty clear picture of a financial struggle. It means you have just enough money to pay for the absolute basics. Rent, food, bills. Sometimes not even enough. Okay, let's look at these two side by side: fallen on hard times and less fortunate. They're similar, but there's a key difference. When you say someone has fallen on hard times, it usually means something happened. Maybe they lost their job or got sick, and their situation changed for the worse. Less fortunate is more of a general term for people who just have fewer resources or opportunities to begin with. And finally, the word needy. Now, this word can sometimes feel a little loaded, but at its heart, it's pretty straightforward. It just describes someone who needs help, whether that's support, food, or money. All right, so we get the why we should help, and we've talked about the language we use. So what's next? The how. How do we actually put all this kindness into practice in our everyday lives? And it's really not that complicated. Think of it like circles spreading out. It starts right at home, with your family, just doing chores without being asked, or really listening when someone's having a tough day. Then it moves out to your friends, being there for them. Then a little wider, to strangers, small things, like helping someone with their groceries. And then, the biggest circle, your whole community, when you volunteer. And I really want to drive this point home. It doesn't have to be some huge, heroic act. Seriously, a kind word, a smile, these tiny things can literally brighten a person's entire day. Never underestimate the power of the small stuff. So, what happens when all of us start doing these small things? Well, that's when the magic happens. You get what's called a ripple effect. It's a really simple idea, but it's so powerful. One act of kindness inspires another. It's like kindness is contagious, It just spreads. And where does it start? It all starts with just one person, one choice, one small act. That's it. That's the first drop in the pond. And this is the incredible result. That one little act creates a cycle of goodness that just keeps spreading. It goes from one person to the next, and it makes life a little bit better for everyone it touches.
That's how we build a kinder world.
So that brings us to the final question, and it's a question for you. As you go about your day, just think about it for a second. What ripple will you start?